If you pay attention to the markets, don't skip this. This is going to be your Monday market outlook, and this week is going to be messy, fast-moving, and data-driven. Even though the US government reopened, we still might not get the October jobs report or CPI. That means markets are flying into a major earnings week with less macro guidance than usual. In a market already showing volatility, that is going to matter. Last week, the Dow pushed a new record, the S&P 500 barely moved, and the NASDAQ slipped again. This is a classic environment where earnings and missing macro data move the market more than usual. Here's what's going to happen day by day this week. Monday kicks off with XPeng earnings. Revenue is expected to nearly double year over year, losses narrowing by almost 70%, and analysts are watching the company's robotaxi roll out more than any headline number. This is going to be the most important AI automotive read throughout the week. Tuesday is going to be a China-heavy day. Baidu just unveiled Ernie 5.0, benchmarking right next to Gemini 2.5 and ChatGPT 5 High. That'll dominate the conversation more than their revenue. Then PDD reports with strong growth expected, but the street is laser focused on Temu's US momentum and global expansion. Wednesday is going to be the main event. We have NVIDIA reporting earnings. Consensus expects nearly $55 billion in revenue, up 57% year over year, and almost $30 billion in profit. But the real story is data center sales. If their Q3 and Q4 numbers track toward the street's expectations, NVIDIA could hit over $314 billion in next year's data center revenue alone. That's why this print moves the entire market. Also on Wednesday, we have Target, Lowe's, and TJX. That's going to give us a clean read on the US consumer strength heading into the holidays, something the Fed will be watching closely. Then the FOMC minutes drop with rate cut bets all over the place, so we're going to expect more volatility there. Thursday will give us Walmart, one of the most important macro barometers in the entire market. Revenue is expected to grow over 4%, and this will be CEO Doug McMillon's final report after more than a decade. Webull also reports and just announced a partnership with Merrick's Financial to expand globally. Friday is going to close us out with the manufacturing PMI, a simple but extremely important gauge of economic health. If this number slips, expect traders to immediately shift their Fed expectations. Now, last week's heat list. Tesla dropped nearly 6% despite chatter about adding Apple CarPlay. Circle fell more than 20% even though it posted monster growth and record USDC circulation. And CoreWeave sank over 25% after lowering expectations for 2025. Bottom line is, this is going to be one of the most event-packed weeks of the quarter, especially with NVIDIA reporting, all happening while macro data is still delayed. I'm going to expect volatility, quick moves, and expect earnings to matter more than usual. Like, follow, and share so you always get your Monday market outlook. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before investing.